The stars outside Mars Station moved slowly. Ray and Malik sat alone in the control room of the orbital junkyard. His job was to monitor broken satellites and collect space debris. It was not exciting work. Still, Rayon liked the quiet. He had no family, no friends here. It's only the stars and silence. But today was not like other days. A warning beep echoed in the small room. The radar showed a large object entering Mars orbit. Rayon frowned. It wasn't space trash. It was moving too smoothly. He adjusted the screen. His eyes widened. It was a small alien pod. It was spinning slowly, covered in scratches and burns. But the core looked intact. Rayon quickly activated the magnetic claw and pulled it toward the junkyard's docking bay. As it landed with a soft thud, he ran out to sea. The pod door was jammed. Rayon used a cutter to open it gently. Steam hissed out. The inside was dark, cold, and quiet. Then something moved, a tiny hand. Rayon stepped back in shock. Inside was a small alien girl, curled up, shaking. Her skin was light blue. Her eyes were huge, glowing faintly in the dim light. She looked scared, weak, and very young, maybe 5 or 6 human years old. She didn't speak. She just stared at him, breathing fast. Rayon slowly reached into the pod. "It's okay," he said, softly. "I won't hurt you?" She flinched but didn't run. He gently picked her up. She was light, almost weightless, like a feather. Her fingers gripped his jacket tightly. Rayon took her inside and placed her on a warm blanket. He gave her water. She sniffed at first, then drank quickly. She was hungry, too. He gave her soft food. She ate slowly, like she hadn't eaten in days. "I need to report this," he muttered, switching on the comlink. He called the Mars Authority and explained what happened. They scanned the pod but found no ID, no signal, no trace of where she came from. No missing alien ships were reported. After 3 days of scans and questions, they gave up. "She's not dangerous," they told him. "We don't know where she belongs. Till someone claims her, you're free to take care of her." Rayon wasn't sure if he was ready for this. But when he looked at the girl sitting quietly with his old robot dog, he knew. "I'll take her in," he said. "She needs someone." He named her Zyra. She didn't speak his language, but she made sounds like Zara, so he used that. She began to respond to it. Zyra didn't talk, but she listened. She watched everything closely, how Rayon cooked, how he spoke to the robot, how he fixed things. She copied him. Within weeks, she was helping him organize tools, feed the dog, and press buttons on the junkyard screens. Rayon started teaching her simple words: water, food, sleep, friend. She smiled when he said friend. Every night, she drew shapes in the air with her finger-strange symbols. Some looked like stars. Others were circles with lines and dots. She did it before sleeping, like a habit. When Rayon asked her what, they meant she only pointed to her chest. He guessed. Maybe it was her family's language. One day, Zyra drew a large triangle with 3 dots inside it. She pointed to herself, then to the symbol. Then she put her hand on her chest again. Rayon understood. "That's your name," he said. "That's who you are." She nodded. Her eyes filled with something like sadness or longing. Months passed. Zyra grew stronger and happier. She followed Rayon everywhere. On her birthday, he gave her a bracelet made from a broken satellite wire. She loved it. She wore it all the time. Rayon filed official adoption papers with the Martian Authority. With no claimants and no leads, he became her legal guardian. He became her dad. Other colonists on Mars were curious. Some avoided them. Others sent gifts. Few asked rude questions, but Rayon didn't care. Zyra was his daughter now. No matter what others thought, he enrolled her in a learning center. She was nervous at first, but made a friend in AI learning. Bot named Kiki. Zyra laughed when it tried to dance. She started drawing again, but now her drawings had 3 figures. A tall one, a small one, and another always far away. "Sometimes in the stars? Your family?" Rayon asked. Zyra nodded. He didn't want to ask more. He didn't want her to cry. But one night, She said her first full sentence in broken English. My mother. Come. Will Dulable? Zira looked out the window. She find me and dream. That night she drew the triangle again. But now she added a second triangle, connected to the first by a thin line. In the center, she drew a circle that looked like a sun. Rion didn't know what it meant, but he felt something change. A connection. A message. She remembers more than I thought, he whispered. He saved the drawing. Just in case. One morning. Months later, Rayan noticed something on the outer radar faint signal. It repeated every few minutes. It wasn't Earth tech. It wasn't from any known ship. The signal had symbols. He showed them to Zira. Her eyes went wide. She pointed at them fast. What is it? Rayan asked. She looked at him, her voice shaking. Mother. Rayan Malik never thought he would become a father, especially not to an alien child from an unknown planet. But every day, he was learning something new. Zira had changed his life. Before she came, his days were quiet and lonely. Now, every morning, began with the soft sound of her bare feet on the metal floor and her excited voice calling Dad. Look, sometimes it was a new shape she had drawn. Other times it was a small machine she tried to build from spare junk. She was curious and smart, and Rayan had to stay one step ahead just to keep up. At first it was hard. Rayan didn't know anything about raising a child. He read books, watched parenting videos, and even asked advice from his neighbors on Mars. Base Alpha. One kind older woman, Mrs. Hannah, gave him good advice. Be patient. Children grow with love, not just food and clothes. So Rayan tried. When Zira couldn't sleep, he stayed beside her. When she cried at night, he told her stories of earth trees, oceans, and blue skies. She listened with wide eyes, imagining those strange things. Zira began to learn Earth's languages faster than expected. She loved to repeat new words. Her favorite was home. She pointed to their small metal room and smiled every time she said it. One day, while fixing a satellite panel, Rayan taught her the word family. She looked at him and softly said, "You, my family." Rayan didn't say anything at first. He was too emotional. Then he smiled and pulled her close. Yes, Zira were family. Rayan's life changed in many small ways. His free time was now full of learning games, meals together, and bedtime stories. He taught Zira how to repair machines and speak clearly. She taught him how to see the world through new eyes. But even with the happy moments, there were questions that never left Rayan's mind. Who was Zira really? Where was she from? And most of all, was someone out there still looking for her? Zira still had strange dreams. She often spoke in her alien language while sleeping. Rayan recorded these words and symbols, hoping to understand one day. One night, she drew something different. It was a forest of star-stall glowing trees, and a figure standing in the middle. A tall woman with long arms, glowing eyes, and light. Around her head like a moon, Zira whispered, "Mother." Rayan sat beside her. Do you remember her? Zira nodded slowly. She was kind. She sang to me. She ran. We ran. ... Her voice trailed off. A tear rolled down her cheek. Rayan hugged her. You're safe now, he said. No one will take you away. But deep inside, he knew things could change. What if one day her real mother came? What would Zyra choose? Zyra started school at the Martian Learning Hub. At first, the other children stared at her. She looked different, and some were unsure how to act. But one boy, Juno, gave her a flower made from 3D printed plastic. Zyra smiled and said, "Thank you." That small act of kindness changed everything. Zyra made friends. She learned fast. She especially loved music. One day she created a song using alien humming and Earth instruments. Her teacher was so amazed. She shared it with the Mars Authority's cultural team. They called it Song of Two Worlds. Rayan listened to it every night before sleep. It made him proud and a little sad. The song sounded like someone calling across space. Weeks later, while sorting debris near Phobos, Rayan's scanner picked up something odd. A deep space signal, very weak but repeating. It wasn't human. And it wasn't any alien signal the system knew. He recorded it and played it for Zyra. Her eyes grew wide. She grabbed the screen and pointed. My name, real name. Rayan froze. Can you read it? Zyra nodded slowly. This is old family code. Only mothers use it. Rayan leaned forward. Zyra, do you think your mother is sending this? She looked out the window toward the stars. Yes, she is coming. That night, Zyra couldn't sleep. She sat at the window, staring at the red Martian sky. Rayan joined her, bringing warm tea. Do you miss her? He asked. Zyra nodded. I love her, but I love you too. Rayan said nothing. Chest felt tight. She is my past, Zyra said slowly, choosing her words. But you are now. Rayan smiled. Whatever happens, you'll always have a home here. Zyra held his hand tightly. The next morning, Rayan sent the signal recording to the United Space Coalition. If someone was searching for Zyra, they deserved a chance to reunite. But he also made one thing clear. She is not just an alien child. She is my daughter too. The reply came 2 days later. Signal is confirmed as extragalactic origin. Source unknown. Tracking in progress. A week later, Zyra had another dream. This time she saw 2 planets joined by light. She drew them and showed Rayan. She is near, she whispered. Closer than before. Rayan felt a chill. He didn't know what was coming, but something told him their quiet life was about to change forever. He looked at Zyra, his daughter. His star made a silent promise. No matter who came, no matter what the truth was, he would not let her go without a choice. Rayan stared at the computer screen. The message had arrived again. Same signal, same strange pattern. It was quiet, low frequency, and full of symbols. But now the symbols were changing. Every few days, new ones appeared sharper, clearer. Zyra sat beside him, watching closely. That one, she said, pointing. Its name. My real name. Rayan looked again. The symbol was 3 lines crossing a spiral. He didn't know what it meant, but Zyra was sure. What does it say? He asked gently. Zyra traced it with her finger. Zyra, my birth. Name only mother calls me that. Rayan leaned back in his chair. His heart was heavy. He had always known this day would come. Deep in his heart, he had hoped maybe her real family was gone forever or too far to find her. But now the truth was floating through the stars. She was being called home. That night, Zyra had another dream. She saw a ship, a large silver craft with blue light around it, floating through dark space. In the dream, she was inside the ship, running down a long hallway, calling out, Mother. She woke up shaking. Rayan came into the room and sat beside her. Was it the same dream? Zyra nodded. It's getting clearer. She is coming. I feel it. Rayan put his arm around her. What do you want, Zyra, if she comes? Do you want to go with her? She didn't answer right away. She looked at her bracelet, the one Rayhan gave her from old satellite wire. She touched it gently. I don't know, she whispered. I love her. But ... this is my home now. Over the next few weeks, the signal grew stronger. Mars Command also picked it up. They shared it with Earth's Space Authority. Rayan received an official message. Unknown alien ship detected. Not hostile. Slowing near Jupiter orbit. Estimated arrival in Mars sector. 6 days. The whole colony started buzzing. News channels talked about the first close alien contact in years. Everyone had questions. Was it peaceful? What did it want? Why was it sending signals to one child? Rayan kept Zyra away from all the noise. But she knew she's near Zyra. Whispered, "She's been looking for me all this time." Rayan spent the next days preparing. He cleaned the small habitat. He made Zyra's favorite food, sweet Martian spice cakes, and warm juice. He even fixed the lights in her bedroom. He didn't know why. Maybe it helped him stay calm. Zyra helped too, but she was quiet. She kept drawing new shapes. Now they were mapped star paths. She showed Rayan one. "This is where we ran," she explained. "From a war, a very bad one. Mother hid me in the pod... Then the enemy came." Rawan was silent. She never meant to leave me, Zyra said softly. "She saved me." Rayan nodded. "And I found you." Zyra looked up at him. "Yes, you saved me too." On the 5th day, the alien ship finally appeared on Mars' outer radar. It was huge, more than 5 times. The size of a space shuttle. Its surface was smooth and glowing in soft blue lines. There were no weapons, no sounds. It simply floated, waiting. Rayan received a private message from Mars Command. "Alien ship requested peaceful contact. Message is for your daughter. You are approved to receive visitor." Rayan's heart pounded. "It's time," he told Zyra. She nodded, holding his hand tightly. The next morning, the ship sent a small shuttle. It landed outside the colony, quiet as a falling feather. Rayan and Zyra stood together as the door opened. Out stepped a tall alien woman, graceful, glowing slightly with eyes like stars and long flowing robes that moved like water. Her skin was the same soft blue as Zyra's. She looked around calmly, then saw the girl. Her face broke into tears. "Zareli," she whispered. Zed. YRA froze. Then she ran forward. "Mother." The woman dropped to her knees and hugged her tight, both of them crying softly. Rayan stood back, unsure what to feel. Happy? Sad? Afraid? The alien woman looked at him with kind eyes. She stood and bowed. "You were the one who kept her safe," she said in perfect English. Rayan blinked. "Yes, my name is Rayan. I adopted her." The woman placed a glowing hand on his shoulder. "You gave her life when I could not. For that, I owe you everything." Rayan didn't know what to say. They sat together inside the habitat. The woman introduced herself as Salari, a protector from a lost world. She explained how her planet was attacked, how she placed Zyra into an escape pod and sent her away in secret. She had spent years searching star systems, never stopping. "I followed every signal," she said. "Every possible clue. Until your reply reached me." Zyra sat between them, holding both their hands. "I don't want to choose," she said suddenly. "I want both of you." Salari looked at Rayan. "Did not come to take her away," she said softly. "I came to be with her again. She is happy here. I will stay, if you will allow it." Rayan was silent. His heart was full of emotion. "You're her real mother," he said. "But I'm her dad. She made this place her home and—" "You want to stay? Then yes, you can stay." Zyra smiled, tears in her glowing eyes. "I have a mother and a father," she said. "I don't want to lose anyone." As the stars shined over Mars that night, a new family sat under them. One human, one alien, and one child who belonged to both. But far away in deep space, a red dot blinked on Sailor's device. A warning. Someone else had seen her landing, and they were coming too. The small Mars habitat was quiet, but Rayan's mind was not. He kept glancing at Silari, the tall alien woman who now lived under the same roof as him and Zyra. She moved with calm grace, her steps soft, her voice gentle. Everything about her seemed peaceful yet powerful, like someone who had seen much pain but still carried kindness. Zyra was glowing with joy. Every morning she woke up early to sit with her mother and learn her ancient songs. In the afternoons she helped Rayan with machines and joked with her robot dog. Her smile had never been wider. But Rayan felt strange. He was happy for Zyra, truly, but deep down he didn't know what his place was anymore. For 6 years, he had been her only parent. Now, everything was different. One day, while fixing the roof panel, Rayan heard footsteps behind him. It was Sailory. "May I help?" she asked in her soft voice. Rayan hesitated, then nodded. "Sure, just don't step on the loose bolts." She floated up the ladder like a feather. Her long fingers touched the solar panel gently. "You built all this?" she asked. Rayan smiled, piece by piece. "I'm not rich, but I kept us warm, fed, and safe." "You did more than that," Solari said, looking at him kindly. "You gave my daughter a life." Rayan stayed quiet for a moment, then asked the question that had been bothering him. "Why did you really come here? Just to see her?" Solari looked up at the sky, her glowing eyes thoughtful. "Yes and no," she said. "I came for her, but I stayed because she chose this place. She chose you, and I choose her choice." Rayan looked at her. "So you're not here to take her back?" Solari shook her head slowly. "No, I only want to be part of her life. I lost everything else, but I still have her, and now I wish to learn to live here, if that is allowed." Rayan nodded slowly. Wasn't what he expected, but he felt a small weight lift off his heart. "She already calls this home," he said. "If she wants you here, then welcome." Living together wasn't easy at first. Sarah brought a different way of life. She meditated in glowing circles, spoke in long musical sentences, and prepared meals with plants that grew under blue light. The air often smelled strange from her herbal smoke. Rayan, on the other hand, liked order, simple food, and early sleep. But they tried. Rayan taught her how to use earth tools and make Martian tea. Solari taught him to breathe slowly during stress and listen, not just speak. They began to understand each other, not just through words, but through care. Zyra helped bridge the gap. She played translator, teacher, and peacemaker. One evening, she drew a picture of all three of them holding hands, with a heart above their heads. "You are my team," she said proudly. "Earth, Star, and me." But peace didn't last forever. One evening, Solari's device beeped. A red light flashed slowly. She picked it up and stared at the screen, her face turning serious. Rayan noticed. "What is it?" She handed him the device. "A ship. From my past. Not friendly." Rayan read the message. "They've tracked your signals." Solari nodded. "They are hunters. Political enemies. They want Zyra. Not to hurt her, but to use her. Her bloodline holds power in our world." Rayan felt his fists clench. "They can't have her." "No," Solari said firmly. "But they will try." Over the next few days, they worked together to prepare. Solari created protective energy barriers. Rayan upgraded the communication lines and built a coded emergency alarm. He also reached out to the Mars Security Council, explaining the danger. Zyra watched them both quietly. "Are we in danger?" she asked. Rayan knelt beside her. "We'll keep you safe always." She nodded, but there was worry in her eyes. On the third day, a dark ship appeared in orbit. It didn't answer calls, didn't show weapons. It just waited. Then a message came through. "Send the child. She belongs to us. Or we will come." Rayan stood up, angry. "She belongs here, with her family." Solari didn't reply immediately. Instead, she closed her eyes and began to glow slightly. The walls of the room shimmered. She whispered something. In her language. "What are you doing?" Rayan asked. "Calling the old protection," she said. "From my ancestors." Zyra stood between them. "I don't want to leave." "You won't," Rayan promised. Later that night, the council sent a reply. They would not interfere unless the alien ship showed aggression. The rules of space were clear. No violence unless provoked. Rayan was angry, but not surprised.
Where?
On our own, Celery placed her hand on his shoulder. We are not weak. We are united. Zyra stepped forward. I will speak to them. Both parents looked at her. I must, Zyra said. They want me, but I want them to hear me too. The next day, they set up a secure connection with the alien ship. A hologram of a tall, masked figure appeared. His voice was cold. You have something that belongs to the royal blood? Return her, and we will leave. Zyra stepped forward. I am not something. I am someone, and I choose to stay. The alien figure tilted his head. You are a child. You cannot choose. I chose Earth. I chose my father. And now I choose both my parents, she said boldly. You have no right. Solari stood beside her, her voice strong. Under the laws of the Elder Rings, her word is final. The alien figure was silent. Then the hologram vanished. Rayan held his breath. Minutes later, the ship turned and drifted away. Zyra smiled. We are safe now. Rayan and Solari looked at her proudly. You were brave, Rayan said. You were true, Solari added. Zyra hugged them both. Now, can we have spice cake? They all laughed. That night, the stars above Mars looked brighter. Inside the small home, there was peace, not just between a man and an alien mother, but in the heart of a child who had finally found her place in two worlds. The morning sun over Mars was faint and soft, casting a red glow across the colony. Inside the small home on Sector 12, Zyra sat at the table, humming her favorite song. Rayan fixed the radio antenna, while Solari prepared a glowing blue drink. From her home planet's Plants.Peace had returned. The dark alien ship had left days ago, but Rayan was still alert. He checked the security systems twice a day. He added new cameras, updated the door locks, installed a pulse alert system in case of future threats. Too quiet, he often said. Hey, Leroy agreed. Their ship may be gone, but their eyes might still be watching. Zyra heard them talking and looked up. I don't want to leave. This is my home. You're not leaving, Rayan said, gently patting her head. We're just making sure you're safe. Zyra had started drawing again pictures of stars, planets, and her family. But now her drawings looked different. 3 hands hers, Rayan's, and sailors holding a small blue light. She said, this is our bond, stronger than fear. Rayan smiled at her words. She was growing fast, not just in size, but in wisdom. She spoke with heart. She acted with courage. But Mars Command wasn't finished yet. His message arrived on Rayan's console. You and your family are requested to speak before the Colony Council. Rayan looked at Solari. They want to talk about Zyra, he said. Solari nodded calmly. Then we shall speak the truth. The Colony Council was held in a tall white dome at the center of Mars base. Officials from different colonies sat at a round table. Some were human, others from allied alien races. The leader, Director Mavos, stood. Thank you for coming, he said. We are here to understand the events around the arrival of Zyra's mother and the visit from the unknown alien ship. Rayan stood first. He told their story, how he found Zyra in a broken pod, how he raised her, and how Solari had come back in peace. Then Solari spoke. Her voice was soft but powerful. I left Zyra to save her. I crossed the stars to find her. I do not come as a ruler. I come as a mother. Finally, Zyra stepped forward. I am both human and alien in heart. This is my home. My family is here. I choose to stay. Then Director Mavos spoke. Zyra, your courage is clear, but danger may still come. Are you ready to protect what you call home? Zyra looked at Rayan and Solari, then back at the council. Yes, she said. We are ready. The council approved their request to stay together, but they warned that Mars might face attention from unfriendly forces. To prepare, they offered help, a new defense drone, advanced sensors, special training. Rayan accepted. Back at home, they began upgrading everything. Rayan taught Zyra how to operate defense panels. Solari showed her how to use light energy. To create small shields, Zyra was excited but focused. I want to protect others too, she said, not just myself. She wasn't just a child anymore. She was becoming a symbol of peace, of strength, and of unity. One evening, the colony received a small visitor ship. A family of alien refugees stepped out. They had also escaped war and heard of Mars through interstellar messages they carried. Little looked tired, spoke with heavy voices. Zyra saw the youngest child hiding behind her mother. She walked forward, smiled, and offered her a flower made of silver wire. "Welcome," Zyra said. "You are safe here," the child smiled back. Rayan watched from a distance. His heart felt full. What began as a rescue had turned into something much greater. Their home wasn't just a shelter now. It was a beacon. Days passed peacefully. The colony grew more secure. Zyra and her friends created a message in multiple languages, a peaceful signal to be sent across nearby systems. The message said, "Here on Mars, we live in peace. If you come with open hands, you are welcome." Alari helped send it through deep space channels. Rayan smiled as he watched the message beam into the stars. But peace doesn't mean forgetting the past. One night, Zyra woke up from a strange dream. She ran to Rayan's room. "Dad," she said softly, "I saw them again. It's the ones who chased us before." Rayan sat up, alarmed. "Did they say anything?" "No," she said, "but they looked closer." Rayan told Sailori in the morning. She didn't panic. She closed her eyes, reached out her hand, and said, "We will not run. We will not hide. This is our home now. We defend it, together." Soon after, the alien ship returned. But it didn't come close. It stayed far above Mars, in quiet orbit. This time, it sent a short message. "We are watching. Your decision will shape future peace or future war." Rayan showed it to Zyra. She read it, then said, "We choose peace, but we won't be afraid." Mars. Bass raised its shields. The new drone system scanned the skies. Solari placed protective energy circles around the house. Zyra wrote a short reply. "We are not your enemy, but we are not weak." They sent it. The alien ship stayed silent. For 3 days, then it vanished. As the red sun set that evening, Rayan, Sailori, and Zyra stood outside their home. They watched the sky slowly fade into stars. Zyra reached out and held both their hands. "This is not just a home," she said. "This is our world now." Rayan smiled, "and it's worth defending." Solari looked at them both and nodded. Together, the sky over Mars was quiet again. The alien ship that once sent threats had disappeared into deep space. But inside the small home in Sector 12, the feeling of danger still floated in the air like a storm cloud that might return. Rayan knew peace was never promised forever. But something had changed. He was no longer just a man alone in a small Martian habitat. He was a father. And now he was part of something much bigger. He was part of a family. Each morning began with new routines. Salari taught Zyra how to connect with ancient alien symbols through light and energy. Rayan continued to teach her Earth knowledge, how to fix circuits, how to read maps, how to think logically. Zyra didn't just learn. She combined everything. One afternoon, she created a small communication, stone part tech, part energy. She gave it to Rayan. "If I'm ever far away," she said, "you'll still hear me." Rayan looked at the glowing stone. His voice was soft. "But I hope you'll always stay close." Zyra nodded. "I will. This is my home." Mars Command called Rayan and Solari for a meeting. The council had decided to name Zyra an official cultural ambassador. She would represent unity between humans and aliens, and her story would be shared with other colonies to inspire peace. Zyra was both excited and nervous. "I'm just a kid," she said. Rayan smiled. "Yes, but your heart is strong, and your voice can reach far." Zyra spoke at the Unity Dome, where thousands of colonists gathered. She wore a simple robe mix of earth cloth and alien patterns. When she stood on stage, the room fell silent. She looked around. then spoke in her clear, soft voice. I was once alone in space. I had no home, but a kind man gave me one. Then my mother found me, and now I have two worlds in my heart. I do not wish for war. I do not wish for fear, only wish that others like me lost, different, or afraid can find love too. We can be more than our past. We can be family. The whole room stood and clapped. Rayan wiped his eyes. Solari placed her hand on her heart, proud. Later that week, news came from Earth. More alien families were trying to find homes in peaceful colonies. Some were scared of humans, some carried pain. But Zyra's message had reached them. She became a symbol not of power, but of hope. Rayan watched from a distance as Zyra helped young alien children draw, laugh, and speak new words. She wasn't just his little girl anymore. She was becoming a leader. But to Rayan, she would always be the same child he found in a broken escape, pod-tired, scared and reaching for help. One day, while checking radar systems, Rayan saw something strange. A new signal. But it was not a threat. It was a peaceful song. Zyra ran into the room. I know that tune, she said. That's from my mother's home planet. It's a welcome song. Solari smiled. It means someone new is coming in peace. Soon after, a small golden ship landed on Mars. From it stepped 3 alien children and their guardian. They had traveled for many years, searching for safety. Zyra was the first to greet them. Welcome, she said. You are safe here. Rayan, Solari, and Zyra helped the newcomers adjust. Their small home became a place of learning and comfort. People started calling it the Heart House. Even the Mars Council noticed. They offered to build a larger space for families like theirs, where humans and aliens could live and learn side by side. Rayan didn't need to think long. Yes, he said. Let's build it. Let's grow together. Months passed. The new center opened. Rayan led classes on repair and basic science. Solari taught star wisdom and ancient alien stories. Zyra helped children feel safe and proud of who they were. Together, they created something no warship could destroy: a true home. One quiet night, the 3 of them sat on the roof of their house, looking up at the stars. Zyra asked, Do you think those bad aliens will come back? Solari looked up at the sky. Maybe, but now we are not afraid, Rayan added. We're not alone anymore. Zyra smiled and leaned her head on Rayan's shoulder. Even if danger comes, we are strong together. Rayan hugged her. Yes, we are, not because we fight, but because we stay united. The stars twinkled softly. Zyra stood up, opened her arms wide, and said, I have 2 parents. I have 2 cultures. I have 1 heart, and that heart is full. Rayan laughed. That's a good speech, Solari smiled. A speech from the soul. They stayed there under the Martian sky, holding on to the moment, knowing that life would bring more changes, more challenges, more visitors, but their bond would stay.